I am so thrilled, excited to introduce to you a candle that I've had in my possession for quite some time, and I've been waiting for the precise moment to introduce it to you if you haven't already been introduced. This candle by Yankee Candle is entitled Raindrops. Would you take a look at that label? That is some serious Yankee Candle genius right there. One of the finer labels I've seen by Yankee Candle in the past several years. The rain sets the mood. It sets an environment. Think about all of the films that we've seen with the rain coming down, actors soaking wet, the rain-swept streets. There is a romance to rain. And I've always personally have been on the search for a candle that truly captures that moment of rainfall. So the question is, does Raindrops fulfill my rain needs, aromatically speaking? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's give this a sniff. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I've smelled this candle before. I've had it for a while. But the first thing that's coming through in this moment is the fruitiness, and I'm loving it. There is a lot of sweetness and fruitiness to this candle, and that is essential because the fruit is going to lift this up, it's going to keep it bright, it's going to give us that sense of freshness, clean air. First thing I'm smelling is peach skin, specifically the skin. We've all smelled the skin, and we all know that it has that very fragrant smell, and I'm picking that up on this candle. And going off of that, mango juice in the morning, there's nothing finer than that. So there's some tropical, very juicy fruit in the form of stone fruit and tropical fruit here. But we have to talk about the citrus. You have to have citrus. You need that brightness, and in this case, it's coming through as tangerine. You can call it an orange if you will, but there's that specific smell of tangerine that I love. I'm not talking about just the juice. I'm talking about the zest as well. We're getting a little bit of zestiness, but also the juice, which is providing that tartness. Again, the brightness, essential to a clean, fresh scent. But we have to talk about the florals, because when we're talking about fresh, clean air, we need that citrus, we need that fruitiness, but it also has to have the floral component. That is the language of the fragrance industry. Citrus and florals combined illustrate fresh, clean air. And in this candle, I'm picking up on a whole bouquet of different kind of flowers. Some very fruity and sweet, and then you also have the more soft, mild, clean white blossoms. So fruity florals, I would say things like neroli or orange blossom, especially because we're getting that tangerine. And also honeysuckle gives us that additional sweetness. And on the cleaner, softer side, I'm picking up things like carnation and rosewater. Rosewater is going to give us that muskiness, that very clean, what I would consider a feminine muskiness. Also, deep inside, this candle is starting to remind me of last year's Yankee Candle's 2017 Everglades candle. Getting these green notes like tropical grass. So citronella and, or let's say lemongrass. You're getting that greenness, but a little bit fruity, a little bit herbal. There is a nuance of a little bit of that insect repellent, that citronella, right? And trust me, that's not a bad thing at all. That adds to the complexity of this candle. It helps put us mentally outdoors on a warm summer night. It definitely sets the mood, sets the tone, and it's a small nuance. And frankly, it's a beautiful smell, citronella or lemongrass. and maybe even some plantain or banana peel in here. But there's a few other components that I need to address. It's going to be, I'm assuming, another floral, but let me tell you how it translates aromatically for me. When I smell this and I let the more intense notes start to blow away, and as my nose sinks deeper and deeper into this candle, I'm smelling that sweetness, and it's starting to smell. Now, hold out for a second. Hear me out. It's starting to smell like grape candy or like grape soda. Check this out. Dr. Pepper. You're going to think I'm nuts. You're going to think I'm crazy. But if you have this candle, pull it off the shelf and smell it and tell me you don't smell those things, or at least one of those things. I'm going to attribute those notes to another flower because I've smelled this before. I've experienced this before. Tuberose. Tuberose is really becoming popular in scented candles. You're starting to see a lot of candle companies including this floral in their fragrance descriptions, or even naming the candle tuberose. It's becoming very popular, and if you ever have a chance to smell a product, a candle that has tuberose in it, see if you can get that grape candy, that grape soda, or Dr. Pepper, or all three, because that is the situation for me on this candle right here. Raindrops. This is a mile of complexity. It fully met my expectations. The label, the profile aromatically, even down to the color of the wax, it's like this steel blue or that cloudy, gloomy sky, but still has that tint of blue. Absolutely beautiful. Now, will we see this candle, Raindrops, in the United States? Well, here's the thing. It has been available in Europe for a while. It was released with early spring bloom, so it was a spring candle for Europe. However, it was released in Europe as a United States limited edition. Now, this happens from time to time, and that usually informs us when we're going to see a European or a UK fragrance come to the United States. So you think that would be the situation here. However, we got early spring bloom in spring, but no raindrops. And I have tracked down a United States label in a tumbler with the raindrops. Doesn't have this photo, but it has the title Raindrops. It's in the tumbler that we saw for the spring previews, the little rocks glass. Here's the thing. We didn't get raindrops for the spring. So does that mean that Yankee Candle has scrapped this project, has shelved it, has decided not to put it out for the US since we didn't see it this year for the spring? Or does Yankee Candle intend on releasing raindrops at a later date? Perhaps. I mean, this could work as a fall preview candle, right? So that is the main question. Will we see this in the US? I am not sure. But if this is a candle that, from my description, really intrigues you, or if you've had the chance to smell it, my recommendation is to get your hands on it, because there are no guarantees. I've had no confirmations from anyone from Yankee Candle saying that it will be released in the US. But I have found that US limited edition tumbler, but of course, doesn't have the photo, doesn't come in the house warmer. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. And I want to remind you, if you like this video, you might want to check out another video that I'm about to film right now. I'm going to film a candle that ironically came out just about the same time as this Raindrops candle. This is a village candle. This will be my first village candle evaluation. This one entitled Rain, and look at that label. So I'm going to evaluate this now. It'll be in a separate video, and then I'm going to do a little compare and contrast How are these the same? How are they different? And for the first time ever, I'm really going to share my opinion. I'm going to let you know which one I think is more successful. Completely my opinion, but I will share it with you. But that's going to do it for Yankee Candle's Raindrops. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Once again, and as always, thanks for joining. I will be seeing you folks soon. But until then, be good, will you?